What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning back into the podcast. It's that day of the week again, but it's a special day on this Sunday. It's Valentine's Day, and I hope everyone out there has gotten something special for that certain someone or those certain people in your lives that you do love very much, and you tell them that you love them and that you care about them. And I wish I was in better moods after watching that. I'm watching my Celtics just wet the bed. At least Jalen and Kemba played well. So, did my taxes and all that other adult fun stuff, I guess. And then hopping on the pod, just want to let y'all know how I'm doing and just go to talk about some NBA stuff while we're at it. And just seeing where we're at in the world. It's probably going to be, don't know how long this is going to go, but here we go. So, on the topic of Celtics, that was just atrocious. I mean, Kemba and Jalen both put up good numbers and stuff. But Bradley Beal, on the topic of Bradley Beal, this man is an all-star. Or he's leading, I don't believe he's leading. I think he's the top vote getter at the moment. Above, all the other superstar players. And I'm happy to see something like that. And dude balled out today against us, put up 35. And, dude was just a unit. So... And do I see him getting traded at this point? It's again, I said before, I don't think so. And even how bad the team is, I don't believe they would make a trade like that mid-season anyway. I believe they would just wait the season out. But that would just be who knows, But we kind of have put that whole. I've talked about Bradley Beal and getting traded a little too much, I feel. So and then with the Celtics, I know around the league it's very interesting. You got a lot of kind of surprise teams, like the Knicks are doing their things, trying to compete and whatnot, and then the Pistons are funny because they're beating good teams and they're playing and they're losing to bad teams, and I don't know which one would be worse, be winning against good teams but losing to bad teams, or beating the teams you should beat but losing to above 500 teams. I don't know. I feel, quite honestly, it's I feel when you beat good teams, it's these guys can actually be better than what they actually are, and then you're losing bad against bad teams. So that it's just weird. I don't know which one would be worse. But and then the All-Star game, I know the whole topic. I know the NBA is a business and whatnot. I don't know how I feel about having an All-Star game. Quite honestly with you guys, it's fun to kind of see that the world's trying to get back to normal a little bit in the sports world and stuff, trying to have stuff that we didn't really have when with this pandemic was still we're still in the heart of it, but I mean it's kind of seems like we're on the lighter side of it now. I do believe that stuff is going to start to get better as the year goes on, and then I know all these other NBA and MLB are being optimistic about the upcoming season and next season. People are saying you get courtside seats in 22, and our fans are going to be fully back in the stands. So I'm hoping that by at least at some point in this year or next year, I'm just trying to remain optimistic between the next 2 years that stuff will get back to normal. I truly want to believe that. So we got that going on. We talked about a little bit of the NBA stuff. And I remember seeing because people who've been living under a rock, and I mean, it's been pretty much a week now, not Patriots, the Buccaneers and Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. But on the topic of that, talking about Tom Brady, because I was going to bring up Michael Jordan, but it was I wanted to bring up the debate between Tom Brady. Tom Brady's in a league of his own now that he has 7 rings. And they were trying to say, but he's on the top echelon of athletes now, not even just football players, because it'd be who's a better champion, Michael Jordan or Tom Brady or LeBron, and guys like that. They elevate themselves above their own sport. Now they're just looked at as world-renowned athletes. Because you got Tom Brady to go of football, and then you got MJ with that debate with LeBron. And if Joni was here, we probably could have that whole debate between who's better, MJ or LeBron, or all that stuff. But and then you got Wayne Gretzky for hockey, guys like that, and Ken Griffey Jr. And then there's a whole debate when it comes to baseball that I've touched upon on this show. So we're talking about that, and then I just like I didn't know how I wanted to feel because I didn't watch the whole game, but I had to give Patrick Mahomes props because like his team kind of failed him at least on the defensive side, and then even then the Tampa Bay defense was just mowing them down. It was, and it's funny enough, this was the easiest Super Bowl win of Tom Brady's career. His first title away from New England, and it's the easiest one. Every Super Bowl kind of went down to the wire. So I think that's always something to look at. So, and yeah, Tom Brady's definitely in a league of his own now. It's more he's kind of in competition with himself now. So they're gonna be depending on how much longer he plays, and for all we know, like I feel this dude will probably push 50 the way he's probably feeling right now. But yeah, 43, and I mean, hey, if they can always have good weapons, and Tampa Bay can keep protecting him with that offensive line and whatnot, and just keep him just cruising. I feel he can probably play for a few more years anyway. But who knows? It's like the same thing with LeBron. You never know when this dude's gonna when's the dude gonna fall off a cliff, if ever. If the dude's gonna go out on top anyway. And I feel all those guys would want to just go out on top. They would be like, oh, even if he can play a few more years, and stuff like that made me think about when David Ortiz retired, because you got obviously I don't think David has the big personalities of guys. Just he had a larger than life personality, and he backed that stuff up with the way he played and how the city of Boston embraced him. And then so obviously he's not, I wouldn't say he was the greatest player of all time. He's my favorite player of all time, but I wouldn't put him in comparison to Tom Brady and those guys, even though he is a multi-time champion. And for Boston sports, most definitely. But just talking about when it comes to guys playing a few more years, I believe David probably would have played a few more years if he didn't tear his Achilles when he did in 2012. So that's something you would have to watch out for. And besides like Brady and LeBron and those guys like that, and like Ronaldo in soccer, those guys are gonna, as long as they don't get hit with serious injury, like a serious injury like that, I feel they'll probably play even a few more years than maybe they're even supposed to. But again, they're still showing how great they are, so you got to give props to that. And so Tom Brady's already earned the respect of many, and if you're hating on him at this point, bro, it's like you're just hating to hate at that point. But it's a day of love, so I would just you want to throw out as much love as possible, and that's what this podcast is all about. I'm going to touch upon a little bit on the music side. I know I did drop the frequent rotation post, and it's I'm Good, Love, Enjoy by Aaron May, if you guys haven't already seen it. If you guys listen to it, you know that song is really, really good. I really do like that track. And yeah, I always like listening to tracks that I can relate to. I feel everybody is in the same boat when it comes to that, because you all got that that's those songs that you can relate to, that can put you in a mood and kind of get you in a party mood, or just it's a vibe and stuff, or it hits you with the right emotions. Because that's kind of what music wants to do. It wants to not play on your emotions, but it wants to enhance them. Whether it's happy, sad, you want to just bump music just to bump it, just to feel good. That I feel, to me, that's what music's about. It's just about making you feel good or making you feel some type of way. And the reason I picked this one was kind of, I wouldn't say in honor of Valentine's Day, even though it's kind of about relationships, and it's about pretty much the fake girls aren't really worth it as you ascend to the top of what you want to do. And I think that, and I mean, it's not really I don't think it's the whole message, but that's kind of how the lyrics is going, so that's how I interpreted it. But yeah, anyways, Aaron May makes our frequent rotation list, and I didn't realize that a few banger albums and few big time albums and mixtapes released the day before Valentine's Day, because I did realize that Drake's If You're Reading This Is Too Late mixtape dropped, and mind you, that was a surprise, and I still bump with some of his songs. I'm still waiting for CLB, so I'm like, come on now, it's February, and this man has made a State Farm commercial and then quote unquote got hurt while working out in the gym. So I'm like, come on, bruh. I think that's crazy. And quite honestly, I'll probably put that whole album, depending how it goes. This album better be like the best one he's ever made at all time, with all the hype that's going to be around it. You got that, and then All Eyes on Me by Tupac. I remember I didn't really listen to Tupac until recently, and I knew that dude was one of the best of all time, because it's kind of one of those things. It's like, I didn't listen to him a lot, but like, you can understand on the songs I did listen to that were by him, you can understand why this dude is proclaimed how he is, like why he's such a legend. And I listened to more Tupac than I did Biggie, and I don't get me wrong, I do like some of Biggie Smalls stuff. And it's crazy to think that those guys were gone far too soon. And just imagine the songs that they could have created with some artists and stuff. And just imagine some of the songs that we as music fans missed out on, because just certain things just didn't go the right way, or certain things didn't mesh, or an artist was gone too soon and stuff. Just think of the amount of songs that would be in your playlist. But also, it's cool to think about stuff like that, and it also gives you a better perspective to enjoy the music you have now. Because sometimes this music might not have been happening, or this music might not have been created because so and so did this or whatever, So it's words to the wise. So yeah, and then I just want to touch upon some stuff that are going on right now. I did end up moving the studio to a different spot, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I feel about it yet, but it does feel a little bit more cozy and whatnot. I know and it was just, when I say a different spot, it's like a different spot in my house, but I do like it better. I'm starting to get us a little set up in one of the extra rooms that we got. So yeah, just talking about what we got going on, and yeah, like, it's just, I don't know, it's just at this point in time, it's weird, because I don't like this time of the year when March still hasn't come around. But it's kind of like I'm just waiting for stuff at this point. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a lot of stuff that's going to be going on. It's just, you're kind of in that middle stage where it's not, you've already done, it's kind of going through the process, and you're just kind of in the motions right now. It's like, I got stuff right now to worry about, but then also you got stuff, and it's kind of hard to describe, So, but yeah, I guess that's my life in a nutshell. But anyways, it's kind of a quick episode, but I just gonna want to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Valentine's Day. I know everybody keep your heads up. Everybody stay strong. Everybody keep grinding. Love y'all. Stay safe.